Hey everybody, it's Monika and welcome to my channel. On today's video, I want to talk to you about visiting Thistle Farms. So if you've heard about the organization and you want to know more about it, please keep watching. I'm Monika Thomas, the founder and clinical social worker at Kindred Connections Therapy Center. I've been a social worker for over 12 years. I decided to do an entire YouTube channel on my journey from cubicle working social worker to successful entrepreneur. Welcome to my channel. Okay, so I am in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm not exactly sure when this video is going to upload, but hopefully it'll be the time that I'm here in Nashville visiting Thistle Farms. So if you're not familiar with the organization, I'm going to be showing videos and clips so you all have a picture and an idea of the work that they do. I came across this organization because I was doing some reading about working with women who have been victims of sexual assault, domestic violence, human trafficking, and other types of trauma. And I wanted to see what types of best practice programs are out there for these women. And upon my reading, I came across Thistle Farms. I looked them up online, I saw the program, and I said, I have to go visit. And ironically, when I looked online, they happened to have an upcoming workshop, and I signed up to go to the workshop, and I was able to meet a lot of great people. I was able to speak directly with the founder, Becca Stevens. She signed a couple of my books, and I also purchased some of the items from the shop there. So I'm going to be showing some clips of the shop. Not only do they have a shop, but they also have a cafe. They provide work assistance for women who are a part of the program, and they also have residential housing. Thistle Farms works with women who have been victims of prostitution, sexual assault, and who are working through addiction. They call their model a social justice model, and what they do is they provide meaningful work to women who are coming out of these situations, and they also provide housing for the women. The women actually work on site. We were able to tour the manufacturing facility where they create all of the products. And not only do they create the products there, but the women who have worked the program, they actually are employed and have some of the major positions at Thistle Farms. So they are in the sales, in the marketing, in the directing, in the educational programs. They do it all. They also have a cafe that's attached to the property as well. So women work in the cafe, and they provide food to the entire community. They have a room there where you can rent out the room for private events. And where we were, it was kind of like the educational center where the actual workshop was being held. So it was the most amazing experience that I've had in a really long time. And hearing the women's stories and the way that they've integrated that social justice model into their work, I think it's amazing. I think a lot of programs should model what they do after how they're not only building community, building up women, but they're creating an international movement where women are learning to take back control of their lives, where they're learning to handle their own money and use that money to progress their lives in ways that they never thought and envisioned possible. They talked about possibilities and how this program was getting them to live again, getting them to dream again. And to me, that's what social work and social service is all about. It's repositioning our clients' thinking and their mentality and their mindset around what is possible, around what they can do, and around what they can achieve. Hey everybody, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, or share it. Also, be sure to click the notification bell because I upload a new video every Monday. And make sure you check out the Afrocentric Social Worker podcast. You can check that out on all the major podcasting platforms. The link to the podcast can be found below in the description. And Thistle Farms hit all the buttons for me. I thought that it was an amazing program, and I want to share with you some of the products that I purchased while I was there. So again, I took a few pictures of the shop, but I just want to share a couple things that I was able to pick up while I was there. And I just brought some gift bags, and this is the paper, but it has the logo on it, and it's thistles. And what thistle is, it's a weed, and you'll hear Becca Stevens, the founder, describe it just beautifully. But she describes thistle as being a weed that can grow through concrete, and it's the thistle that you find on the side of the road where many of the women have walked. And they use the thistle to make paper. They grow it. They actually farm it on the property. And when you go in the bathroom of Thistle Farms. I'll show a picture of one of the signs that they have in the bathroom, but this was the hand soap that they had in the bathroom, and it smelled so good. They had both there, and I washed my hands with one of these, and then one of the other participants who was there, she walked past, and I said, well, what is that smell? And she said, well, I washed my hands with one of the bath soaps. And I was like, well, that's different from the one that I use. So I actually purchased both of these. So this is citrus wood. It smells really good. I also purchased the eucalyptus mint. This was the first one that I used in the bathroom, the eucalyptus mint. And then when I smelled that one, I wanted to get that one too. Now I have a ton of hand soaps, but not only is this going to support a good cause and a good mission, one of the things that Becca Stevens talks about is the importance of quality. And you can tell just by the packaging that the quality is there. And then the smell. The smell is so fresh and clean, and they did a really good job on the quality of the product. So I highly recommend both of these. And then I want to show a couple other things that I picked up as well. So I got a couple of shaving gels. So this is the eucalyptus mint. And then this is lavender. This is a body lotion. And then I have some lip glosses. So this is citrus wood. And then I got just some regular unscented lip glosses as well. So the reason why I wanted to record this video about Thistle Farms is because as we are coming into the profession as social workers, it's going to be important for us to advocate for and to push the envelope on the way service delivery happens for our clients. In a lot of ways, we have to move away from old funding models. We have to move away from the way that programming has traditionally happened. We have to move away from old ways of thinking when it relates to social work service delivery. It has to look different. It has to feel different. It has to be driven by passion and commitment. And we are, as always, a huge piece of how this work happens and how this work transforms lives. And if we're stuck on old models and old ways of operating, we miss new opportunities to create social justice for women, to create economic justice for women, not only women, but for men as well, for us to create sustainability within our communities, for us to create trust within our communities. So all of those foundational pieces that are the core and the key to our work, I feel like Thistle Farms embody that in so many ways. And it really got me back to the heart and the root of what true social justice work looks like. Not saying that there are not a lot of other organizations out here doing social justice work, and because of everything that's going on in the world today, we have a lot of movements that are happening. But with the bigger movements, you sometimes hear a lot of controversy or a lot of noise around how those organizations are funded. If they're being funded by bigger organizations, but then you have these smaller organizations that are sometimes a front for the work that's happening on the ground. One of the things that I liked about Thistle Farms is they were 100% transparent with where their money comes from, how they fundraise. She's unapologetic about the fact that when she does raise money for women, that the women are employed in the program, and that the goal is to raise more money so that they can do more good work. And oftentimes in nonprofit spaces, you hear people shun away from the fact that people are being paid, or not wanting to mention the fact that staff are being paid a particular amount. All the money is wanting to be focused on programming, which is important. But in addition to programming, people need to be compensated for the work that they do. And I think that this was a great example of what that compensation could look like. It was a great example of how a workforce can be embedded directly into the mission. And I really like the model. And I encourage all of you as social workers to learn more about the program, to follow Thistle Farms, to not only look at it from a social work lens, but also from a marketing perspective. One of the things that I think that they do great is telling stories, which is what Becca Stevens talks a lot about, is being able to tell compelling stories, not only to tell compelling stories through word, but visual stories, visual storytelling through the products, product placement, the words and the phrases that they use, and being able to describe the value that their programs provide, and using very short, succinct language and talking points when they deliver their programs, and when they talk about what they do is very relational, and you really get a sense of the women being the core of the work. I was able to meet sister organizations throughout the U.S. that is also doing this level of work. And I'm going to leave their information in the description. So if you would like to check that out, you absolutely can. And I thank you all so much as always for watching this video. And if you like it, please like, subscribe, or share. If you would like a more in-depth conversation with Becca Stevens to talk about the work that she's doing, some of you may have seen her on USA Today or CNN. You can find her work on YouTube. I'll also link their YouTube channel in the description below. But if you all want me to engage in a one-on-one conversation with her, I can certainly initiate that. If that's something that you all would be interested in, just please let me know. I have an interview that I am working on. It's just been taking some time to get that going. So hopefully soon I'll have an interview that a lot of you have been requesting. So thank you again so much for watching, and as always, be well.